But one more company that came out with its Q1 FY25 earnings is IndiaMART. And to discuss more about how the quarter has gone by and how FY25 is shaping up for the company, we're joined by Mr. Dinesh Agarwal, founder and CEO of IndiaMART, who joins us now. Welcome to the show, Mr. Agarwal. Give us some context as to how the quarter has gone by. A good set of numbers. There's growth in margins as well as net profit. Give us some color as to how the quarter has gone by and how do you see FY25 shaping up as a whole?
Yeah, so revenue from operations on a standalone basis grew by about 18% to 315 crores. And EBITDA margin has been expanded specifically in the quarter one because the hirings have happened a little later, but still it is much higher than the previous quarters. We plan to maintain this margin at about 33-34%. Other income has also shown handsome gains, so that is why the profit after tax is very high right now. In terms of the collections from customer also has grown at 15% to 341 crores. Cash generated from operations has also grown to 125 crores for the quarter. Currently we have about a deferred revenue of about 1421 crores and cash balance at 2150 crores. Our paying suppliers have grown moderately by only 1500 customers from 214,000 to 216,000.
Right. So, Mr. Agarwal, since you mentioned, your paying subscribers addition has been muted for this quarter, I want to understand that this is majorly on the back of churn that has been observed in the customers from silver monthly and silver annual packages because you have taken some kind of price hikes there. So, I want to understand that how do you plan to recover this loss that has happened in Q1 FY25? Do you see that prices going back to what they were before this, or is there some other strategy that you'll be using?
So we are trying to optimize where we acquire customers from, which industry and which cities that we acquire customers from. We should acquire customers more in the profitable segment, and that is what we have been doing. On the churn side, yes, SME churns have been elevated on the silver annual and silver monthly level. However, we continue to see very healthy retention on the gold and platinum subscribers. As I told on the con call also, about 50% of the customers are in the gold and platinum. They account for about 75% of the revenue. So we continue to operate with a profitable growth mindset, and we will address the churn issue by moderating our algorithms to reduce the competition as well as to increase the relevancy for the suppliers getting buyer inquiries.
Right. So then, Mr. Agarwal, how long do you think will it take for you to, come back to the normal levels as it was before?
Yeah, it is taking some time, so I'm not able to comment on that. We continue to work on that. Maybe another 2 quarters, but let us work closely on that and see how it shapes up.
Understood. And, you've also started cutting back on marketing expenditure overall. So I want to understand that will this overall impact your growth going forward?
No, marketing spend has been nil for many years now. We have not yet started any brand marketing. The last time we did any marketing spend was sometime around 2016 or something. So we have not been doing any marketing spend. We have had organic and word of mouth growth. Our brand has been pretty strong on in the market. So we have not needed any inorganic marketing or advertising so far. If we need be, we have enough cash and enough profits to do that.
Right. Mr. Agarwal, in this particular quarter, you've also acquired 10% of Baldor Technologies. So I want to understand that what are the kind of synergies that you're expecting from this particular acquisition, and what is the kind of revenue inflow are you expecting from this acquisition?
See, we have made a minority investment of 10% into ID5. They run a very good digital KYC and digital onboarding process. Apart from that, they have a very good bank statement analyzer and things like that. So we are looking at help in the process of merchant onboarding as well as buyer, any kind of a user fraud detection going forward, because as the digital adoption is growing, these kind of technologies would come and help at IndiaMART also. And we also believe that in the long run, there could be more synergies possible going forward.
Right. And Mr. Agarwal, for FY24, you'd roughly done revenue of 1,200 odd crores, and your net profits were approximately 335 odd crores. So give us some, idea as to what is your target for FY25 in terms of top line and bottom line.
So going by the revenue run rate, currently we are at a revenue run rate on the consolidated basis of about 331 crores. So this looks like if you quadruple it, because most of our revenues come from collections from customers, and collection from customer has been growing at 16, 17, 18%. So similar growth is expected in the upcoming quarters also. In terms of cash from operation or in terms of profit, I think we are doing a lot better than previous year. Previous year we have done about 28% overall EBITDA margin. This year we are expecting at about 33% overall EBITDA margin.
Okay, and I want to understand that this quarter you've done EBITDA margins of 36%. So overall you're expecting a 33% EBITDA margin. Why is that dip? One thing, what will be the overall levers that will maintain the margins at 33%?
Yeah, so last year we did about 28%, and last quarter, January JFM quarter, we have done some gains because of the certain optimizations that we have done. There is a natural leverage that is coming as the revenue is increasing. The fixed costs are coming as a percentage lower of that. Also in the April, May, June quarter, because the hiring typically happens towards the end of June and beginning of July based upon the college outcomes. So we are expecting this 37% margin to dip further to maybe 33-34%.
Right. And Mr. Agarwal, with respect to your internal targets for the entire FY25 for certain operational metrics like unique business inquiries, supplier storefronts and traffic, what are the internal targets that you've set for yourself?
So we continue to maintain our internal target at 20-odd%. And depending upon, because it's a marketplace and lot more moving parts are there, we are a horizontal marketplace. So daily unique business inquiries have increased 14-15% in the last 2 quarters, and we would want to maintain this at the similar levels. In terms of the supplier, total supplier base, if you see, we have about 8 million total supplier base, and that grows slowly and slowly because we are adding about 0.1 million supplier almost every quarter, so about 500,000 supplier in the entire year. In terms of registered buyers also, if you see, we increase the registered buyers by about 3 to 4 million every quarter, so about 10 to 12 million every year.
Right. Well, Mr. Agarwal, thank you so much for giving us those insights on IndiaMART, and all the best for the entire FY25. But with that, it's time to slip into a short break.